Hi, this is Joanne Phillips of the U.S. Press Association, and I'm here today in the beautiful Allegria Hotel in Long Beach, New York, which I believe is the only oceanfront hotel facility in all of Long Island, New York. And we're sitting here oceanside in the beautiful private wine dining room, and I'm not going to drink all this wine, but this gentleman may, so he says, I'm here with the amazing comedian, actor, and writer, Chris Monty. How are you, Chris?
Good, Joanne. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming for this interview. Just to let a few of the viewers know, I'll give them a quick little history. As far as you've been in, you're all like one busy guy. You're all over the place. So I'm looking at film. I'm going to have to read this so I can get it right. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 for Sony Pictures. Broadcast TV, Kevin Can Wait on CBS. Cable TV series Vinyl on HBO. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. You'll stop me. Streaming video. We're looking at Orange is the New Black on Netflix. Red Oaks on Amazon. You're looking at 20 years of stand-up comedy. My God in heaven, I got to ask you one thing right away.
Yeah.
What sparked your interest in comedy?
When I was about 7, I fell in love with Red Skelton. Remember Red Skelton?
I sure do.
Yeah, so I saw him as a kid, and I told my parents, that's what I want to do. And my parents looked at me and they were like, okay, yeah, right. Just get a real job. We'll be happy.
So what was your first endeavor in embarking on something like that?
I started living room performing when I was like 8 years old. I would do Red Skelton's monologues and just, rehash impressions and stuff like that. And then when I got to be about 22, 23, I started bouncing around open mics and stuff like that after I realized that the real world wasn't for me.
So you started hitting, I guess, Manhattan
and Long Island. Back in them days, there was a lot of different rooms all over Long Island, that you could work out your material in.
Right. I know you opened for Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers for 3 years.
Tell us about that.
I met Joan Rivers about, about 19 years ago. I was writing on her radio show, and then fast forward about 15 years later, she needed an opener for a show up in Connecticut. An agent submitted me. She liked me, and boom, I worked with her for 3 years. She was fantastic, down to earth.
Great experience? Great
experience. First time I'm on stage, I'm having a great set, and I look over, and Joan Rivers is watching me from the wings. Like, usually the big stars stay in their dressing room until they're introduced.
Sure, okay.
She watched every time I was on stage.
Did she give you any kind of constructive criticism or critique?
She just said, "You're wonderful. Don't be dirty," because I want to be dirty, and she was. She was filthy.
She was. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Tell me about your TV commercial experience.
I've done a lot of commercials. I actually have a commercial coming out shortly for Esurance, where I play an aging rock star from the '80s. I just did a commercial for the Maryland Lottery, and I've done a lot of PC Richards and Starburst and you name it. I've hustled for some.
Yeah, so you're just doing this currently? You mean you're still in it?
Yeah, I still do commercials. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You appeared on the AXS channel's Gotham
Comedy Live. Live stand-up comedy, so it's almost like Saturday Night Live. They shoot it live,
sure,
and you're waiting to go on, and they're like, "All right, we come back from commercial, you're on." It was taped at Gotham Comedy Club in New York City.
Okay, how'd that go?
Great set, great experience. Got a lot of great exposure and a lot of great fans around the country from it.
And this, I got to ask you about this. Off Broadway, you've had an ongoing performance in an original award-nominated play that you co-wrote called "Shut Up, Sit Down, and Eat." That's running in the Theater Center in New York City.
Yep, we did that for about 5 years. It's gonna be coming out again, but it's gonna be with a different cast. But we did it for about 5 years. Me and 3 other comedians co-wrote it. It's Italian dysfunction. It's four Italian Americans in a group therapy session, and the therapist doesn't show up. So we take the therapy into our own hands.
That's pretty good.
Written out of stand-up comedy. It was very, very rewarding to write it and perform it, and we had a great experience with it. And we toured it a lot over the Northeast.
Nice. So they're going to bring that back again?
They're going to revive it with a different cast, yeah.
Okay. And what's coming up next? You have the big thing over
I got my big
an Eastern tour here?
I got a stand-up comedy special called "What's the Worst That Could Happen?"
Right.
That's the truth.
Right.
And we're going to tape it at the Madison Theater at Molloy College in Rockville Centre, October 14th.
Beautiful theater.
Yeah, gorgeous theater, and the people there are wonderful, and we can't wait to get it out there. It's tickets are on sale and they're going fast, so So go on chrismontylive.com and get your
I was
tickets.
about to ask you, and you'll say that again.
Yeah.
So what's coming up after that?
After that, we're gonna take the stand-up special, and I'm gonna tour it until it comes out in the new year when it gets edited and put out. So we're gonna tour it and perform it all over.
Great.
You know.
Excellent. So you're one busy fellow.
Very busy.
Right.
Very
So
busy.
tell people again where they could find you.
They can find me at chrismontylive.com. That's MONTY, chrismontylive.com.
Funny guy.
Get your tickets. Get your tickets.
Oh,
for
and real
October
quick, you
14th.
said you're coming back from the Catskills.
Yeah, I
What's,
just came
what's
back-
happening in the Borscht Belt?
In the Borscht Belt, it's very very Amish. No, Hasidic. But Villaroma. I just come back from Villaroma, my favorite place up in upstate New York.
Okay.
All right?
Right. Great. Okay, so that's chrismonty.com.
chrismontylive.com.
chrismontylive.com. Don't
Yeah.
listen to me, listen to him. He's the comedian, not me. Again, I want to give a big thank you to the beautiful Allegria Hotel here in Long Beach, New York, for letting us use this beautiful private facility.
I Googled it. I'm like, the Algeria Hotel.
The Algeria.
Google was like, what? You mean Algeria?
Allegria.
All
Yes. Thank you so much, Chris. It's a lot
All
of
right.
fun.
Thank you, Joanne.
This is Joanne Phillips for the U.S. Press Association, coming to you all the way from the Jaybird universe. And of course, now everybody wants me to ditch the notes.
Let's have some wine.